The newest film in the Jurassic franchise, Jurassic World Rebirth, has hit theaters, and despite some very clear problems, it is still the best Jurassic film we've gotten in a while. Jurassic World Rebirth is directed by Gareth Edwards, which was the first thing that got me really excited for this movie. Edwards directed the 2014 Godzilla, Rogue One, The Creator a couple of years ago. He's clearly a guy that understands how to do big budget, big scale action movies. The second reason is that this film is written by David Koepp, who is one of the best writers in Hollywood history. He did the original Jurassic Park, the original Mission Impossible, he wrote Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. He is a legend, and him coming back for this movie made me think it could be something special. And the last thing that made me think that is that Steven Spielberg was apparently more involved in the making of this movie than he has been on any of the other Jurassic World movies. All of those reasons had me pumped for this movie, and like I said in the intro, while it does have its fair share of issues, I did not come away disappointed at all. The first thing I'll say is that I love how compelling the story setup is. It's really reminiscent of the original Jurassic Park in terms of the dynamic of this story. It's dinosaurs terrorizing a bunch of scientists, and then there's also a more heartfelt and emotional family dynamic. I love the main trio of Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. Honestly, I didn't expect to. Those three names don't sound like they would mesh particularly well in my mind, but they certainly do. I also really enjoyed that family aspect of the movie, probably most of all. I guess what really impresses me here is how well they balance all of these characters, giving all of them a big amount of screen time and actually giving them all decent depth and fleshing out so that they all are enjoyable to watch and be around. The reason I want to emphasize this so much is that this has been pretty much absent from the most recent Jurassic World trilogy. I never thought it was a good idea to base an entire trilogy around a dinosaur trainer and a business executive, because not only did they not have good chemistry together to me, they just aren't interesting enough to carry a trilogy in a world of killer dinosaurs. Now imagine how much of a breath of fresh air it is to see some compelling characters at the lead of this franchise. Another thing I really enjoyed was how the dinosaurs were portrayed in this movie. Gone are the days of the dinosaurs taking a backseat to locusts, or whatever the heck Dominion tried to do, but now what we want to see is at the forefront. I do think there's probably a bit too much of a focus on these mutant dinosaurs. They were cool in the first couple movies, but I really don't like that this cross-mutation between dinosaurs is something that is starting to define this era of Jurassic movies. Just give us our T-Rex and our Velociraptors and we are all good. Luckily, there is still some of that in this movie, and they are as terrifying as ever. For example, there's a scene that a lot of people are talking about that takes place on a river and a raft, and it's honestly the most intense and terrifyingly awesome dinosaur scene that we've seen probably since the Spielberg days. The whole movie kind of has that intensity to it that has been lacking for years in this franchise. It almost feels like the older Jurassic World movies started taking the dinosaurs for granted and not remembering that they are what put butts in seats in the first place. Basically, Jurassic World Rebirth has its priorities in the right place. Compelling characters, and some pretty freaking awesome dinosaurs. The last positive I want to say is that I really appreciate the technical wizardry involved with a movie like this. The dinosaurs look phenomenal. Gareth Edwards delivers tenfold on that large-scale action that I mentioned earlier, and I love the way that the original Jurassic Park score is layered in here by Alejandro Desplat. Now for the negatives, of which I do have a few. First of all, I don't love the writing here, and I mean that in multiple ways, one of which being the dialogue, which I don't think is very good at all. On top of that, the pacing feels really off. I feel like it takes a good bit to get going, and then once it does, there are some really good moments, but then it slams on the brake about at the halfway point. It goes from literal Jaws in the first half, and you'll get what I mean if you've seen it, but then it goes to a kind of bland island adventure movie that I've seen many times done much better. I also think that while the dinosaurs are awesome, and they do certainly get their time to shine, I feel like the movie holds back to a certain extent in regards to the dinosaurs. Yeah, they chase the characters and create some sort of danger, but at the end of the day, and I don't mean to sound morbid or anything here, but the movie starts with like 12 or so people headed to this island, and by the end, there are still like 9 or 10 left. Again, I don't want to sound messed up, but come on, give us what we want. Overall, Jurassic World Rebirth delivered in a lot of ways, but underwhelmed in just as many. Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali are a great lead trio, and I enjoyed watching them much more than I ever did with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. The movie looks great, it's directed with great attention and care by Gareth Edwards, but where David Koepp was supposed to deliver one of his classic, masterful screenplays, he delivers a choppy, dull script that left me wanting more. The dinosaurs look great and get lots of screen time, but ultimately, they aren't as brutal and deadly as I would have liked. My final score for Jurassic World Rebirth is a 6.4 out of 10. I know this is just my opinion, and I would love to hear yours. What did you like about Jurassic World Rebirth? What did you dislike? I really do want to hear what you thought in the comments below. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and God bless.